On average, how many litres of wine does the average Brit drink a year? The answer is a moderate 28.
We're into the final part of this morning's show, and Oz, author of this latest tome, Let Me Tell You About Wine, well, he's here in just a moment. He's going to do just that. But don't forget, if you've got a question for him, give him a call. 0207 173 5555 is the number. Maybe you're cooking something different for Christmas and don't know what to serve with it. Maybe you just want to try something different, but don't want to break the bank because it's credit crunch times. And the wines you've got for us today, she said, even the posh ones, ain't that expensive.
Ain't expensive. And by the way, this 28-litre thing of the Brits, yeah. We're catching up the French, because the French are going down like that. We're going up there. In about 5 years' time, we're going to overtake the French. It's going to be wonderful. We'll be drinking more wine than the French. Only about 7 people in England don't drink wine now, and I'm looking for those 7.
OK,
and
well...
if any of you are watching, one of those 7, oh, there's one of them over there, right. Pour the wine down his throat. But what I've got for you is a couple of beautiful budget wines, red and white, for the Christmas season, and then a couple of more expensive ones, but not massively more expensive, 10 to 12 quid, that kind of world. Let's start right at the bottom.
OK.
I'll take this one, because there's less in it, and I know what you feel like, you know. End of the show, there he is, full glass of wine in his hand. He's got
very
4
fruity,
of these
very, very fruity.
Very fruity. Now, the lovely thing about this is, it's have a swig, see what you think.
That's lovely.
It's lovely and soft.
What is it?
It's a thing called La Différence, the difference, Carignan. Carignan is a lost grape. It's a grape that all the French authorities think is rubbish. They give you money to uproot it. Now, this is what makes you completely mad about these authorities in France. They get a beautiful old vine like this, which has been around for hundreds of years, and they say, oh, no, it's not very sexy, so let's uproot it. These vines have been here down on the Spanish border. There's tens of thousands of acres of them. Nobody wants them, and that's one of the great ways of getting good wine. Go for something you're a little bit unfamiliar with. Okay. If this was called Cabernet Sauvignon or something like that, or Merlot, it'd be more expensive and less good. Because it's called Carignan, no one's ever heard of it. Old-fashioned grape.
How
soft,
much? How much?
£4.99. And it's all over the place. I mean, Asda have got it, Tesco, the Co-op, all those kind of people, they've all got it. And it's a wonderful tip for getting cheap wine. Don't go for the familiar name, go for the unfamiliar one. OK,
next door here, though, this is a Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
So that is a more familiar grape.
That's the Burgundy grape. Yeah. And Burgundy often costs you 20, 30 quid a bottle. Now, this is £12.49 or something like that. Because it's from New Zealand, not from Burgundy in France. So you actually spend all your money on quality and not on just renown and fame.
I have to say, that is a lovely bouquet.
Because, I mean, you know, just because King Charlemagne drank it 1,500 years ago, well, New Zealand wasn't around 1,500 years ago. Fabulous. Isn't that good? Soft, round, beautifully. It floats over your palate, doesn't it?
And screw top.
And screw top. All the wines I've got today are screw top, because the thing about screw top is it's the most consistent of all the ways to close
Villa Maria, is that right?
Villa Maria, big company in New Zealand. They make a cheaper one if you want. There's one for 2 or 3 quid extra, which is also good. But this one for Christmas, and you really want to push the boat out, you don't have to go above £12.49.
That's delicious. That is delicious. OK, let's move on to the whites.
Now, this is a
very pale, insipid-looking white, this one.
Oh, that's because it's young, and it comes from South Africa. A grape called the Chenin grape, which is a nice, gentle grape, slightly honeyed, and a Viognier. The mixture, whenever you see Viognier on the label, you know you're going to get spice. Sort of lovely peaches and apricots. Yes. But there's another important thing here. This is a fair trade wine. Now, I'm a fantastic believer in fair trade, and I know Gail is as well. And I think that the whole point about fair trade is it really does work, and it gives us a chance to do something good at Christmas. I would like all our viewers to buy at least one fair trade thing. Just one.
What does that mean in real terms to the makers? And...
I've been to these places in Argentina, in Chile, in Rwanda, in South Africa. Every community that involves itself with fair trade, some of the poorest people in the world, their lives are transformed. So I would say, well done, Sainsbury's, for having this. Yep. It's lovely, soft, it's
incredibly light. Yeah. I have to say, it's too light for my taste, so it might suit the ladies a little better then.
Oh, you
think? Sexy.
I don't know.
Nice and light white line for the ladies.
I'll have you off the show if you're not careful. But do you see how it's lovely and gentle, very refreshing?
Lovely, I mean,
slightly floral perfume.
Yep. It's very light. Very light.
But it's very, very light. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a lovely Christmas glugger that we can afford. Now, if you want something more...
Actually, the more I'm having, as is often the case, the nicer it becomes. The peachiness comes through.
And that's that... When you see that Viognier on the label, whenever you see it on the label, and you often find it in France as well, £4.99 a bottle, Lovely.
Oh, is that £4.99?
£4.99 again, Sainsbury's.
Now, what have we got next to this? Looks more like it. On sight, on visual appeal alone.
This is a grape called a Semillon. Now, that makes all the great wines in Bordeaux in France, the white wines in Bordeaux. But just have a smell of this and think, does that seem a bit strange?
Semillon Chardonnay?
No, it's actually by itself,
so
just
okay,
Semillon.
Just like
and you smell it and you think, that's a bit strange. You taste it and you think, wow, that is serious wine. God, it's got a marvellous minerally quality. It almost tastes like a little bit of custard.
It tastes like petrol. The smell is of petrol.
Petrol, the mineral
in a
thing.
good way.
It's good.
It's
good. Petrol is a really good tasting note. It doesn't sound like... But you know, now you've swallowed it, it actually tastes like apple pie. You know, a beautiful, sweet mum's apple pie. Well, this is made by a bloke called Tim Adams. Tim Adams is the best man in Australia. If you go to Tesco, you can get his reds and his whites between 10 quid and 11 quid. You will not be able to get a better bottle of wine this Christmas than his reds or his whites.
Extraordinary smell. Yeah. You'd never... Like, the two, it's so different from the...
It's so different. Yeah. And most people think, oh, Australian Chardonnay, Juicy Lucy, bit sweet, buy it on discount. And Australia's reputation has been ruined by cheap Chardonnay. But it's a wonderful wine country, Australia. And looking for something, again, same as I said, look for something slightly different.
OK.
Semillon grape, people don't know it. Honestly, just trust me.
Assumed it's another word for Chardonnay, so I've learned something. Now, listen, I'm going to bring Gail and Steve over here for the last one, the Fizz. And in the meantime, Kirsty, I believe you got an email, is that right? No? No?
Yeah. You basically, we've had an email here from somebody who's asking, a lot of wine professionals will tell you to open a bottle of wine and leave it for an hour. Why is this?
Well, it's to get oxygen to the wine, because the thing about oxygen is as soon as you get oxygen to the wine, the wine goes mad, as all the molecules get changed by oxygen. Particularly when you've got screw caps on all these wines, they're in an oxygen-free environment. That's why a screw cap wine, you can age it for years, and it hardly gets older.
I've heard different people argue about different things. Some people are saying that some wines need 3 or 4 hours to sort of fully open, and whether or not you bother breathing white wine. I mean, do you let white wine breathe?
I would, on all screw cap wines, I'd pour a little bit out, have a swig of it, see what it's like, and then just shake it and leave it, because honestly, oxygen helps. And also, modern wines, screw cap wines, leave it overnight. You don't finish it, no problem.
Do you want to pour the champagne?
Oh, yes.
And I just noticed, I feel like the odd one out, because I'm the only person here with hair, and so I think I can do something to put that right for you.
Oz, what do you do with the wine box?
Oh, there we go.
The wine box?
Yeah.
Frankly, 3 litres of wine... Oh, horrible, horrible.
There's been another mother. My name is Gil Potter.
We're like twins.
Hey.
How much have you drunk?
Not enough. Not enough. So, what is this we've got here? This fierce-looking brew.
Basically, that's for you, Gail.
Thank you very much.
The French all think that they invented champagne and invented sparkling wine.
You're not going to get banned again,
They didn't. It's the English who invented sparkling wine 36 years before the French did. This is English sparkling wine. And this basically, we've got the same soil in Kent and Sussex and Hampshire and Dorset as champagne.
Absolutely. Do you like it?
Yes, nice.
This is English.
Have you tried? Because we tried Nye Timber, didn't we?
Yeah, well, this is the next one down the valley. This is called Ridgeview.
Where is it?
Ridgeview. It's in one of those wonderful, impossibly English names, full of Hassocks and Chiltingtons and this and that and the other.
I'll tell you what I like about this is the Nye Timber was about 30 quid. This is what, £18?
This is £18.99.
Lovely.
And in the funny sort of way,
nice.
Ridgeview and Nye Timber, those are the famous names of English wine. Well, they're about 10 or 15 quid cheaper than the famous names of champagne.
Oh, I'm loving
I think this is lovely. It's so refreshing.
Right.
It's so...
I'm
going now.
Let's stop that man.
And that is all we have time for today and for the week. 3 cheers to Gail and Steve, and bottoms up to this man, Oz Clarke. Thanks for giving up your time as well. And don't forget to check out his book. I'll say it one more time. I think it's Let Me Tell You About Wine. I think you make a great stocking filler, ladies and gents. I really do. Give it up for our panel, folks. Thank you. Now then, we've got lots of good stuff for you next week. This is, of course, our last before the Christmas holidays. We've got Manchester's finest Terry Christian teaming up with Angelica Bell on the panel, while special guests include Austin Healey and the very funny Sanjeev Bhaskar. Have a wicked weekend, folks. 3 cheers to you. See you Monday, 9:15. Bye for now. Cheers.